Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. M13b, retired professor from the Department of Library and Information Science, Guru Nanak Dev University. Today, we are going to discuss in details the elements, utility, and criticism of Professor Ranganathan's system of book numbers and call number that he devised for his famous colon classification. Ranganathan devised one of the most perfect and complete call numbering system for libraries. Everything in the call number is standardized. In fact, it is highly sophisticated. Critics say that it is lengthy, but in reality, it's not so. The book number being comprehensive of all the possible bibliographical elements, Ranganathan gave them a place in his book numbering system. But in day-to-day work, only a few core elements are required in book numbers. Hence, the book number is brief, consisting of only 2 digits in most of the cases. Also, Ranganathan wanted to formulate the structure and guidelines for the collection number. That he did very successfully. S.R. Ranganathan was of the considered view that a document like the human being comprises of gross body, that is physical carrier, subtle body, language style, and viewpoints, presentation, etc., and the soul, that is the knowledge and subject content of the document. Classification of documents, though, are based on their subject contents with knowledge, yet the oddities and realities of the physical and subtle bodies of the documents cannot and should not be ignored. In a library, one cannot arrange books distinctively without also accounting for these physical peculiarities. Many books in a library may get the same class number by virtue of having the same specific subject. In such cases, to assign a unique individual place to a given document, as it is the requirement of every library, these documents are given a further notation also called external notation. Definition of book number. A book number may be known by various names: book number, author number, document number, or even external notation. This external notation, based on some non-subject considerations, used to arrange documents within a given specific class number, is known as a book number. Function of a book number starts from where that of a class number ends. A book number for a document has a meaning only in the context of its class number. A book cannot be solely arranged by its book number, but it is used to supplement the class number. A book number is a satellite of the class number. Book number may be based on either some or all of the considerations or characteristics such as author, title, edition, language, format, physical form, or the year of publication of the document. Earlier, the DDC used to give a system of book numbers in its schedules, but since the 12th edition, the DDC, the book number has been abandoned, leaving the libraries to use any standard or locally devised method of book numbers. Therefore, it has prompted classifiers to use any locally devised arbitrary methods of giving book numbers. Therefore, apart from the literature, there are many systems of book numbers existing in various libraries, ranging from very simple to a very sophisticated one. But there are a few standard book numbers, such as by Cutters or Ranganathan or Olin or by Brown or by Biscoe and others. Chronological book numbers. As said earlier, there are 2 major systems of book numbers, namely alphabetical and chronological. Chronological, that is year-wise book numbers, have their origin in accession arrangement first proposed by Melville Dewey in late 19th century. His assistant and friend W.S. Biscoe in the year 1885 put forward a method to sub-arrange books by the year of publication. It has since become an accepted alternative to the Cutter's alphabetical arrangement. The year of publication, which is essential basis of Biscoe's method, is converted for brevity and simplicity into alphanumeric notations from the following tables. So there is a table from A to Z, and then each alphabet has been allotted some years. So from that we can construct a chronological number for the year of publication of that book. Advantages of chronological book numbering systems. Ranganathan always advocated this chronological system over the alphabetical ones. To count the advantages in this historical arrangement or year-wise arrangement, you see users usually wish to get the latest material or the oldest or pertaining to a certain span of time. Accordingly, they may get their material gathered at one place. It therefore satisfies the fourth law of library science, and that is save the time of the users by saving the time of the users in locating books. Knowledge is growing. Documents are increasing in number. Thus, library is a growing organism, as says the fifth law. When books on a given specific subject are arranged in their sequence of their publication or their order of their publication, this sort of arrangement helps to trace the development of a subject over a given period. This arrangement satisfies the fifth law of library science. When, as per the fifth law, a library grows, some old books may not be of use to the common users. Therefore, chronological book numbers may help in weeding out obsolete books belonging to prior to a certain date. Therefore, it helps to satisfy the fifth law of library science. Similarly, we can find many advantages of chronological systems which can be listed. And the one is chronological systems, the numbers are a bit simple and brief. Melville Dewey recommended system which was devised by his friend Biscoe in the second edition of the DDC. He wrote that its advantages is in presenting the historical development of the subject. In sciences, it has a special value. It means that the chronological system has more value in scientific and technological subjects than Ranganathan's system. It was S. Ranganathan who brought the chronological system to perfection. He always preferred chronological arrangement of books. Like his classification system, his book number system is minute and systematic and detailed. In the Facet formula of book number, Ranganathan has provided even obscure and rarely occurring oddities in books. Besides, the year of publication in his book numbers takes notice of language, form, volume number, supplement, copy number, and critical commentary, if any. The colon book number Facet formula along with its indicator digit is L, F, Y, A, dot, V, hyphen, S, semicolon, C, colon, G, and then evaluation number, wherein in this formula, L stands for the language of the document, F stands for the form of the document, whether periodical, whether manuscript, or whether a film. Y stands for the year of publication of the document or the year of copyright of the document. A accession part of the year number if the number of books on the same subjects are required more than one in the same number. V is the volume number of the document, as some books are in multiple volumes. S stands for supplement number of the document if issued later. C is the copy number of the document because many copies of the same book may be required or acquired in the library. Mostly it is done in case of textbooks. G stands for the evaluation number, that is the criticism number, that is mostly for semi-classics and so on. Evaluation number is again accession part of the evaluation number. It stands for if there are more than one evaluations or commentaries on the same book published later. Then we have to also use what is known as the evaluation number of the criticism. In this way, the formula becomes quite detailed and sophisticated. Language facet. In the lengthy language facet of the colon book numbers, the first facet L, language. It is worth noting that the first characteristics to subdivide a given specific class is a language. It's not the year. So in this way, all the documents in one language having the same class number come together. That is, the first division of the books having the same class is by language, not by any other criteria. Since most of the library users are monolingual, they find together at one place all the books in their languages. This saves their time. The language isolates are the same as meant for the general colon classification schedules, as given on page 2.26 and 2.27 chapter 5 of the CC6. Some except is given here. For example, 111 is English, 113 is German, and 153 is Punjabi, 156 is Gujarati, and the three are Dravidian languages, 3.1 is Tamil, and 3.5 is Telugu. Omission of the language facet. Language facet is the first one, but it mostly gets suppressed in most of the class numbers. In many cases, as enumerated below, the language number is omitted. First, there is no need of language facet for books in the favored language of the library. Favored language of the library is either the mother tongue or the official language. In other words, it is a language in which most of the holdings of the library are written. For example, in India, English is a favored language in the majority of the libraries. Since the majority of the books in the library are in the favored language, so most of the books will not need this facet. This makes for the brevity and simplicity of the book numbers. Then second reason of omission is book numbers for books in the main classes language and literature do not require it. The language facet is already given in the facet formula of the subject. Hence, it will be superfluous to repeat it. In case of language and inequality, the language facet in book numbers may be needed. Language inequality, explaining it further. Language inequality is a situation when critical book on literature or linguistics is written other than the original language. For example, Shakespeare in Hindi or French, for that reason in any language other than English is a case of language inequality. Similarly, book on French grammar or history of Spanish language written, say, in English are in other cases of language inequality. Premchand's Godan in any language other than Hindi is a case of language inequality. Form facet. The second facet in the long facet formula is F, the form facet. It represents the way of presentation of the subject in the document. It is what Ranganathan calls subtle body of the document. For example, a book may be all in pictures, another may be a practical book, yet another may be merely a tabulated data. In ancient India, books on medicine and astronomy were written in poetry form. So these were the form of the documents. Oscillate number consisting of Roman smalls, usually followed by an Indo-Arabic numerals, have been enlisted on page 2.3, chapter 02 of the 6th edition of the colon classification. An except is given here. For example, in the form facet, A5 is alphabetical arrangement of the book, A6 is chronological, B if it is the index, C simply a list, and D if it is a data book, and so on. Omission of the form facets. Similarly, form facets can also be omitted and not given in many of the cases, such as the form facet is omitted in books which are in the favored form of the library. In a general library, printed cuboid books in prose make a popular form of category. For example, the ordinary books that we read daily are in this popular form. Hence, the form number is not given. Majority of the books are thus without this facet. For example, a book on economic progress through graphs will get the form facet H in book number, and a lecture will get the facet P1 in book number. But any ordinary book will get no form facet. Year facet. This is a core or central facet. This is indispensable facet as no colon book number is without it and can be without it. This facet denotes the year of publication of the book or the year of the copyright of the book. For this purpose, Ranganathan has designed a special chronological table from the year 1880 to 2119 to provide brief isolate numbers for the year facet in the book number. This table, given at page 1.13 of CC6 1963 edition, is as follows. So A stands for all the books published before 1880. Then after that, each digit represents a decade. For example, B is 1880 to 1889. D is 1900 to 1909. And L is 1970 to 1979. M is 1980 to 1989. Similarly, N will be 90 to 1999, and so on. In the table, every digit from B onwards spans a decade, and a particular year is denoted by adding the year number of the decade to the decade digit. For example, 1987 is represented as M7, and 1969 is coded as K9, and the year 2000 will get the number P0, and 2005 is P05, and 2010 is Q0. Therefore, a book on lectures on economics published in the year 2014 will be P1Q4, and a book on lectures on economics in Hindi published in 2011 will get the number 1533 P1 Q1. Here it may be written that 1533 stands for the Hindi language, P1 stands for the lectures, and Q1 is the year of publication, that is 2011. A accession part of the year number. This is a device to distinguish more than one book published in the same year, same language, and same form having the same class number. This consists in adding 1, 2, 3, etc. for the second, third, fourth, etc. book to the year number of the book number. For example, the first book on physics published in 1987 will have the number M7, and the second book published in the year 1987 will get the number M71, and the third book will get the number M72, and so on. Again, let us say in the year 2013, several books on the history of Hindi literature were published. All will have the class number O152 small v, but their book number will be as such. The first book will get the number Q3, that is for the year of publication 2013. The second book will get the number Q31, and here 1 is the accession part of the book number. Q332 for the third book, and here 2 is the accession part of the year number. Next, in the Facet formula, V stands for volume number of the document. Many books, especially the reference books and other source documents, are compiled in many volumes. Quite obviously, all the volumes of a book need to be placed together. To do this, Ranganathan suggested to put 1, 2, 3, etc. for the first, second, and the third volume after the accession part of the year number in the Facet formula. Volume number is preceded by a dot, that is, the connecting symbol for the volume number V is dot. Suppose we have a book, Palgrave's Dictionary of Economics, in 3 volumes, published in 2004, and its class number will be XK, and the book number of each volume will be P4.1 first volume, that is P4 is the year of publication, and that is 2004, and dot 1 is the first volume, P42.2 second volume, P4.3 the third volume, and so on. In this way, all the volumes can be brought together of a given book or reference source. Supplement number of the document. Sometimes it happens that to update a book or to correct the earlier one or to add some latest developments in the field, a supplement to original book is issued. For example, the Encyclopedia Britannica always adds a annual volume, which is sort of supplement to the full set. Further, sometimes more than one supplement may be issued successively. Need to keep together the original and the supplement is very obvious. A supplement separated from its original book is like a child lost in a fair, confused. The supplement will bear the year number Y of the original book, of course, and not the actual year of its publication. Let us say a book published in 2009 has two supplements issued in the year 2010 and 2011 respectively. Therefore, book numbers will be respectively as P9 as the original book, then P9-1, the first supplement, P9-2, the second supplement. So P9 here again is the year of publication of the original book, that is 2009. Copy number of the document or the book. It usually happens that a book is acquired in multiple copies by a particular library. For example, textbooks are always acquired in multiple copies. So all these books will have to be kept together in a given section of the library. To keep all these books together, Ranganathan provided a copy number facet in the formula so that all the books get a particular place among themselves. The copy number is positioned after the supplement number and its indicated digit is semicolon. The first copy will have no copy number and the second will be indicated as 1. The third copy will be indicated as semicolon 2 and so on. For example, a book published in Urdu on Indian history published in year 1987 has 10 copies. All of them will have the class number V44 or N54 and their number will be 168M7. Here 168 is the Urdu language and M7 is the year of publication. That is 1987. Then the second copy will have the number 168M7 semicolon 1. The third copy will have the number 168M7 semicolon 2. And lastly, the 10th copy will have 168M7 semicolon 9. So that all the copies will come in a sequence and will be individualized. Criticism or evaluation number. This is the last facet in the book number facet formula. And this criticism number is analogous to the energy posterizing common isolate PCI of the column classification, though here it is applied to book numbers and not to the class number. There are some non-classical or semi-classical books having some balance of a classic. It is imperative to keep a book and its various commentaries or valuations or criticism together. This is done by adding :G to the last facet of the book number. For example, a book published in the year 1980 has a commentary published in the year 1983. The book number will be as follows: M0 for the original book, M00:G is the commentary published in the year 1983. It may be noted that the commentary will get the chronological number or the year number of the original book. Thus, it will keep the parent, that is host book, and its sequel or companion or commentary together. Accession part of the evaluation number. This is geared into service if there are more than one commentaries of the same book. The evaluation number is only to distinguish one commentary from the other and is done by adding 1, 2, 3, etc. to :G for the second, third and fourth commentary respectively. So for the above book that we have already given, if there is second commentary, it will get the number M0:G1. Third commentary will get the number M00 G2, M0 G3, that is fourth commentary, and so on. We will bring together all the commentaries of the same book. Problems of book number. So far it is good, very sophisticated and detailed. However, this Facet formula is not without problems. And the first problem is that it's not able to keep together all the books of the same author on the one subject if these are published in different years. This is a minor problem compared to another problem of keeping together the different editions of a book, as a different edition of the same books are published at different time in different years, hence they may get separated. Whereas some people may expect that all the editions of the same book may be kept together in the library. Now the question is, how to keep together the different editions of a book? Since different editions are published in different years, each edition will have book number based on the year of its publication, and hence it will get separated. For example, let us say a book first published in the year 2008 was issued in second edition in 2014. Their book number respectively will be P8 and Q4. Obviously, these two books will get separated by many intervening books published between 2008 and 2014, hence the problem. But Ranganathan had not been oblivious to the problem. He found some solution. At the first instance, Ranganathan did not consider it necessary to keep the different editions of a book together. It would serve no purpose, he felt. He wanted that let all the editions get their own year number and be placed separately. However, to those insisting on keeping together these editions, Ranganathan suggested that an edition may be treated as a copy of the first edition. For example, in the above case, the second edition will get the book number P8 semicolon Q4. So, since it is added with a semicolon, semicolon is a copy number. So, if this book has another edition, say in the year 2020, it will have the book number P8 semicolon R0. Hence, the three editions will get juxtaposed in the order P8, Q4 and R0, having the same class number. However, it is not in the art of library classification. The first division of books doesn't take into consideration the subject matter. It is something else. For convenience of administration, every big library divides its documents into different sections depending upon the nature of the document or its value or its utility. For example, a library may have a different section for the textbooks. It may have a different section for reference books. It may have a different section for manuscript, etc. and so on. Thus, every big library is a cluster of parallel libraries, that libraries within a library. Parallel libraries are called sections. The first consideration is the section to which the book should go. We first determine whether the book under classification is a rare book, manuscripts, thesis, textbook, video, reference book, or any special collection book. Thus, in a library, there are many mini libraries within a given libraries. A call number must indicate invariably the section to which a book goes or is already placed. And in most of the call number systems, this collection number is the first indication, first element in every call number. Collection number is a part of the call number, that is, determines in which section the book has been placed. The symbol determining the section of the book preceding the class number is termed as collection number. Putting the symbol for the collection number seems so simple and obvious that no scheme other than the CC has discussed it in any academic way. Here the collection number has been designed in relation to the book numbers. In many cases, the collection number is denoted by adding some indicator digit to the book number. It may be any arbitrary symbol, but usually the initials of the section are R stands for reference section, RR rare book section, T thesis and dissertation section, TX textbook sections, G. government documents, RP. reports. It may be mentioned that the journal section, which is the largest section in a library, will get no collection number, and it will be understood as the journal section. Ranganathan continued to provide symbols or digits for the collection numbers, and for example, BD stands for Mathematics Department. Here it may be noted that B stands for Mathematics, as you know it. And then DD stands for Engineering Department, and LD stands for Medical College, as L stands for Medicine in the CC. And these are mnemonic numbers. But for the abnormal books, Ranganathan gave the following rules. He says, underline the book number for small-sized books, pocket-sized books. Overline the book number for large-sized books, big books, which are put in a separate section. Then both underline and overline the book number which are abnormal books in different shapes. Since each symbol creates its own section, so no ordinal value of these digits has been fixed. These sections may be located at convenience due to the administrative convenience of the library. Notation for call number. The combination of collection number, class number, and the book number, when taken together in the above sequence, is termed as call number. Mathematically speaking, the equation is call number is equal to collection number, which is the first section of the total call number, plus class number, which is the central one, then plus the book number. It may be noted that in majority of the cases, collection number is suppressed and call number seems comprising of class number and book number. Ranganathan gave a canon of book number, which made his book number as an integral part of his classification, that is column classification. But at the same time, it may be noted that colon book number system can also be used with other classifications such as UDC or DDC. Many libraries in India are also already doing this. Therefore, it's not necessary that only the libraries using column classification can use this book number systems. Libraries using different schemes such as the DDC, UDC or Bliss bibliographic classification can use these book numbers with equal ease and effectiveness. Even some libraries using local methods for classification or even no classification method can use book numbers for arrangement of their documents. But in such cases, some adaptations will have to be made according to the nature of the system. Sometimes what Ranganathan has included in the book number is a part of class number in other systems. For example, in the Library of Congress classification or even the UDC. Form of a book number is standard subdivision in the DDC, and in UDC, language of the book is accounted for in the class numbers. Therefore, in such cases, the CC book numbers will have to be adapted accordingly. So, if Ranganathan's CC book number is adapted and made changes for local variations, or in case it is being used with different systems, I think it will work very perfectly.